first segment. We're only going to do one today. It's going to be called Start 'em, Sit 'em, or Quit 'em. I have 4 sections of 3 names. I'm going to give them each to Dylan and Kev. They have absolutely no clue who these names are. I was going to do some cool like background game show music, but we're going to cut that cheesy part out for now. But Kev, you're the guest, so I'm going to give you the first one. We're just going to say 12-team, 5 outfield league. Just your standard roto league. First 3, start 'em, sit 'em, or quit 'em. Evan Carter, Wyatt Langford, Randy Arozarena.
Okay. Stardom, Evan Carter against righties. Can I cheat and say that? Because he's not playing against lefties.
I'll allow it.
Okay. Langford, sit him. Arozarena, kick him. Because the Texas offense is so much better than the Rays. I know you mentioned the Rays' average. I don't even know if they're average this year. They've been horrible. No, I mean, obviously Wander had his issues. He's gone. Yandy's not playing up to snuff. Palacios, again, one of their best hitters. And that's saying something if Richie Palacios is your best hitter. I mean, Isaac Paredes, I guess, but it's neither here nor there. I still want every piece of this Rangers offense. Langford just hit his first home run. I mean, it was inside the Parker, but it was right there. It was like right on the top of the of the wall. So, and he stole a base last week. So I'm going Langford over Arozarena, even though Arozarena has more counting stats. It's just I'd rather have the Rangers offense than I'd rather have a Rays offensive piece.
Love it. Dylan, start him, sit him, or quit him. Evan Carter, Wyatt Langford, Randy Arozarena.
Just for the sake of being different, I'll start Langford, sit Carter, and then I'll give Randy the boot. And I think, I don't know if you watched the game, Blake, but same part of the field in Texas. Was it off of Luis? I don't know. I forgot who it was off of, but he hit the same spot of the park against us too, but it didn't go out.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Langford's getting real close. So I think I'll just I'll take what I've been seeing from him as of late and put him as in the start. Like you said, Carter's not getting the start against lefties, so have him on the bench there. And then Randy, he just hasn't had quite the season that we're used to seeing him have.
See, okay, so there's technically no right answers for this, but since I did make the segment up, I'm going to say that there are correct answers. I think dropping Arozarena is the correct answer. I didn't think you guys are both going to say that. But yeah, I agree. He's struggling. He looks like he can't hit his way out of a paper bag right now. Moving on to the next one, and you're going to tell I kind of did these by position sections. But Kev, back to you. Start him, sit him, or quit him. Xander Bogaerts, Dansby Swanson, Bo Bichette. 3 struggling guys in the middle infield.
Xander Bogaerts, Dansby Swanson, okay. Start Dansby Swanson. Sit Bo Bichette, cut, or whatever the last one was. Bogaerts, because Bogaerts' wrist is still an issue, I think, from last year. He'd been getting injections into it, but he'd never had surgery. And I don't know why these players who are dealing with ligament issues don't go get surgery. Like maybe Mike Trout dealing with this meniscus for over 6 months now, let's say. I'm speaking in hypotheticals. But like, why would you delay the inevitable? Same with pitchers with TJ. Bogaerts has been dealing with his wrist, and it is showing in every plate appearance. His expected stats aren't awful, but even so, it's I don't know what's wrong with him if he's not going to get this, if he's going to continue struggling. Yeah, and then Bo Bichette, I don't know. I think the Toronto offense is just dumb. They don't have enough lefties.
They're weird.
Yeah, but Bo Bichette's Bo Bichette. He's going to be fine. And Swanson, he's been okay. He hasn't been terrible. He's been the best of these 3. And like the Cubs true. Offense might be the best of this bunch at full strength. I think. I
agree with that. San Diego's offense doesn't excite me whatsoever. And yeah. Toronto's never really excited me. They never seem to live up to the hype that we have for them coming into every year. But yeah, I agree with that one. Dylan, how are we feeling about this? Xander Bogaerts, Dansby Swanson, Bo Bichette, start him, sit him, or quit him.
I actually forgot the order Kev put him in. I was looking up all the numbers. So I will go start Dansby, sit Bichette, and then I'll cut Bogarts. Just that injury concern. That's the one thing I did pick up in Blake. You and I, it's been some time. We have not been huge on Bogarts since we've started this whole thing. And Bichette's, he's too good of a hitter. Like him and Vladdy, I just have too much confidence in. We've seen it before. They'll get back on track. Like I'm not all too worried about them, but do they deserve to be in the lineup right now? No. And NCB's just the best performer out of the bunch right now.
Yeah, again, there's no right answers, but you guys got the right answers. Bogarts is the quit him for me. Like Dylan said, we have not really been on Xander Bogaerts. I haven't been on Xander Bogaerts since he left Boston, and technically he is one like superhero level September last year away from being like a pick 250 in drafts this year. He hit like 420 in September last year to save that hell of a season he had. The wrist is a serious issue, and it doesn't seem like it's getting any better, and neither is his performance. So we're going to go ahead and cut Dansby Swanson. Next, Dylan, I'm going to have you start with this one.
Yeah.
Nolan Arenado, Alex Bregman, Yandy Diaz, start him, sit him, quit him.
Nolan, Yandy, and who?
Alex Bregman.
Bregman. Oh, cut Bregman. He's been awful. That's easy. Start Nolan. God, what was that third name? I'm sorry.
Yandy.
Yandy. Yeah, I'm sorry. And then sit Yandy. I mean, Nolan's hitting 270. Like, we'll take that. Only one home run, which is kind of concerning. But sure, I'll go with Nolan. That's been my guy forever. I'm too loyal to the soil with him. So
I feel it.
Yeah, that's why I'll go. Start Nolan, sit Yandy, cut Bregman.
All right, Kev, Nolan Arenado, Alex Bregman, Yandy Diaz, start him, sit him, quit him.
Start Bregman. He did this last year. He had an extremely slow start from like through March, April. I can actually look it up right now. And then I would sit. Wow, this is tough. I think I'd sit Arenado because I think the Cardinals offense gets better, even though he's coming off like shoulder surgery. And then cut Yandy because, again, the Rays offense is just weird. And Yandy, I don't know what to make of Yandy, honestly. Like he's playing completely different than he's played throughout his career. At least he was making contact in previous years when he didn't have power. At least he was making good contact and like hitting ground balls. Now he's just not making good contact at all, and they're not going anywhere. So, and again, I think the Rays offense of these three is probably the worst. Astros, I want every piece of the Astros, like the Rangers. Like you just take the good / healthy pieces of those teams. Yeah, I'm looking at March, April last year. Bregman was hitting 219. He had a 230 BABIP, 318 WOBA, but walks and strikeouts were normal as they are this year. He has like a 9% walk rate, 11% strikeout rate. That's completely normal for him. So it's not like he's not making bad swing decisions or anything. He's just not really lucky. And yeah, I want the Astros third baseman. He's going to play every day. He's going to play in the middle of the lineup. They'll figure it out. I don't know what's wrong with them. I mean, him specifically.
Hopefully a lot, and they never figure it out.
Yeah, but they will. Sadly. Yeah. I mean, Altuve's hitting, Jordan's hitting, Tucker's hitting, Bregman's gonna be hitting as he does every year. 25 home runs, 100 RBI, 260 average. That's what he's gonna do. No steals. But like I don't know if you get that from Arenado and Yandy, but I'm pretty sure I get that from Bregman.
Okay.
Yeah, Yandy was my guy coming into last year, and it was awesome to see him perform at the level he performed at. But I agree. I don't know what the hell is going on with him this year. And technically, I think it's after May last year. He hit like 4 home runs for the entire year. I think he hit 10 home runs through May and then 4 for the rest of the year. And now he's just void of home run power again this year. So this is a very long stretch. And it is falling into, I mean, he's not Luke Raley, so don't take this as me saying he's Luke Raley. But when we talked about Luke Raley previously on the podcast, it was about how at this point, the bad has far outweighed the good in terms of plate appearances and production, to where that short stretch he had of excellence at the beginning of last year, you can consider that the outlier. I'm starting to think that short stretch that Yandy had at the beginning of last year when he had all that home run power might be the outlier of his career at this point. He might just be that guy in 2022 that hits like 9 home runs or 10 home runs, and that's what he is. and that cool 2-month stretch with 10 home runs was just you're gonna look back and tell your grandkids that you watched it happen live, and that was just a distant memory. So yeah, again, I agree with both of you guys. You guys are nailing this right now. The last one is starting pitching, so it's a little trickier, but it's starting pitching. I picked 3. 2 of them just so happen to play on one team that happens to have somebody in each one of these categories, except for one. First one, Kev, we're gonna start with you. Start 'em, sit 'em, quit 'em. Cole Reagans, Zach Eflin, Aaron Savali. I swear to God, the Rays in every one is not a coincidence or on purpose.
Start Reagans. That's a no-brainer. He's Cole Reagans. He's been sick.
Yeah.
He had one bad start. I think sit Eflin, even though he's not getting the same amount of strikeout to Savali. Cut Savali, even though I would still roster him. Again, like back to Rosarena too. It's not like I'm cutting him for fantasy teams. I'm just cutting him within the range of this 3. Yeah, I still want Savali. Like, I think he's fine. He's had like 3. I hate saying the tale of 2 seasons, but he's had 3 really good starts to start the season, and then 3 really bad starts to like the last 3. But his strikeouts were there. xFIP below 4 on the season. xERA, Sierra both below 360. He's fine. I'm definitely picking up Savali, but even so, among these 3, I think him and Eflin are very close, but then it's like Reagans by a mile.
Yeah,
as the start.
I couldn't find, like when I did, so I was like, Eflin and Savali are definitely going to be in here. I need to find somebody else that could be in the vicinity. These tend to be people that I've been asked about, like, oh, should I drop them? Is there something wrong with them?
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of where the Reagans one came in. I actually had somebody ask me if they should drop Cole Reagans. So first of all, the answer is no. You should not drop Cole Reagans, but that's why he is here. Dylan, same thing to you. Start him, sit him, quit him. Cole Reagans, Zach Eflin, Aaron Savali.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with Kev there. And the only reason I would go with Eflin over Savali is just I think Eflin's just kept the walks in check a little bit more. Yeah, that's kind of the reasoning behind that. So yeah, I'll go start Reagans, sit Eflin, and then boot Savali.
All right. I love it. That's pretty well. I mean, that's all I have for this segment. I wanted to make it short. Since this is the first one, I didn't really know how long it was going to go. If I did 4 groups, I could have done 12 groups if I